Welcome back. So, just another recap for another week. So, this is the second one for the bi weekly reviews and recaps. Again, big shout out to Luke's Fitness Bootcamp in Adelaide because they are doing great things and new trainer. Say hi to Craig. So, Luke, Aaron, Craig at the moment, they're doing good things. Look forward to seeing what else comes out of it. All right, today's Thursday strength session. What did we do? Let me pull up the list again. Much easier when I reference a list for this. So, just quickly pulling up those details. There we go. All right, so this one, it comprised of 11 different exercises. But first of all, we had the buy-in. The buy-in. Wasn't too bad today. Could be worse. I saw the board and what they were doing for yesterday's hit session, and that was like a 4.8 kilometer run in as part of the buy-in. So thank goodness I wasn't there. Anyway, today's one, 8 to 10 reps because we're trying to go fairly heavy and build that muscle and strength. And the buy-in today was 15 calories on one of the cardio-based units and 10. Oh, what was that? 10 lunge high knee. Okay, I I think I did it right. Maybe not. Uh, okay, I think that the list had 10 lunge high knee, which I would have thought going to a lunge, come back up and like knee the air in front. But when it was demoed, it was actually just a holding your arms straight up above you as you went down into a back lunge. So whatever, did 10 of those to buy in, 10 of the hand release push ups. So if you haven't done those, they're quite good. Um, Push up stance, go down. When you're down, release, bring it back, push up, and that's 1 rep. So they're not bad. I've done them before, and I haven't done them by throwing my arms out to the side like they demoed today, but I've done it where I've gone down, um, pull my shoulders back so my arms are actually up and my chest is just on the ground, and then bring them back down and push. I don't know if it gives full motion, but it does definitely work out more than just the standard push ups. Probably because you get down lower, and when you have to reset and you're on the chest, you have to push from a higher point. After that, we went through to the other exercises. So, first one was a single arm reverse fly. So, getting on a bench, kneeling on it, one dumbbell, gripping in front, and then you're just flying up and into the side. So, some people pull it up more like that. I guess that's more like a single arm row, I would say. So fly was like bringing up out that way. You can feel, even when you demo it, you can feel it. It just contracts different muscles. So 8 to 10 reps of that, and we went on to the next one, which was split squats. So that's the same dumbbell or a heavy one, whatever way you go. You throw your leg out backwards, and you drop your backwards leg knee to the ground. So the back leg's typically sitting on a weights bench or vertical leap block or something like that. And you're bringing that knee as close to the ground as you can and then pushing up with the leg that's up. So think like, I can't even bend my fingers that way. So, traditional one where, no, say front leg, back leg, and then you're bringing it down like that and pushing up with that leg while this leg's still on the bench. Not a great demo, but do better one day. Then we went to the ab rollout. So the ab rollers, the little wheels with handles on the side. You clench your core, clench your butt as well, I've found, to try to bring your hips forward a bit. Go down, back out, 1 rep. Again, it's you do have to be careful with those ones because if you don't have the right technique, you can start hurting your lower back. And some people, when they go out, they'll lose that core lock or that butt lock or whatever you want to call it, and they'll try to bring themselves back up, and it's just like all lower back muscles and starts to strain. So just keep an eye out. Again, if you start straining like that, it's better to just drop yourself when you get to the end and reset. Fourth one, cable or pin chest fly. So again, similar to the single arm dumbbell chest fly things, but with a machine with the two ones. So, you're up like that, make sure it's set, bring them as best you can to the center, and then back out. And again, all controlled, all with purpose, and all heavy weights if you can. Number 5. So single arm landmine presses. I've never known. Oh, what have I done? I don't get these phones. What am I doing? Oh, I've lost it. I've lost my pick. Okay. Somehow I've gotten information up on the screen too, instead of just the picture. So there we go. Fix it. Fixed. Single arm landmine press. So that is with the barbell. Barbell? I think that's what it is. Barbell that's connected to one of those plates, the ground plates. I've shown them in one of the previous sessions. You connect it up to the plate. You have one side that's loaded up with weight, and you do the single arm set, and then push up, and then back down, reset. 8 on each side, or 8 to 10 on each side. Moving on. Single leg kettlebell deadlifts. So it's always awkward to understand where to hold weight. So legs, and typically you're holding one of the kettlebells, I think, down the leg that's not moving, or might be the leg that goes back. So when you're bending, can't bend my wrist like that. When you're bending over, you're keeping one leg out, the other leg goes up and back, and your torso is also bending that way. I know everyone got that right. Yeah. I saw the preview on the screen as I was doing it, and yeah. Anyway, it's essentially just think you're a ballerina and you're throwing your back leg up and out as you're lowering down with the kettlebell in front, and it's a big hamstring stretch and exercise. Next one was probably one of the more difficult ones for me during the session, to be honest. So it was a exercise band, and they called it donkey kick and side extension. So think of it on all fours, like hands and knees, and you've got this band around your mid thigh or lower thigh, and then you're basically kicking out when you say a donkey kick. Pretend, all right, donkey kick, but this is your leg going backwards somehow. I don't know where Aragorn is. He could have helped me. Once you've done the donkey kick straight back and like flex your butt to like kind of get the full extension, bring it back down, and then you lift your leg out to the side like a dog peeing on a bush. So that's 1 rep. Donkey kick out, bring it back, out to the side, down, 1 rep. And we went through and did that 8 times on each side. Very tough, and it hits right in like butt and hip joints and stuff like that. So it burned. Next one was a interesting one I haven't done before. So they had just a straight wooden bar, and on that bar they had a exercise band, and that was connected to a smallish weight, so 2.5 or 5 kilos. I tried both. 2.5 kilo, obviously much better, but I went with the 5 where I could on the last one. And you just have your arm out straight, very straight, and then you just curl both wrists, curling those wrists, winding up the weight, and when you get to the top, you make sure you do it slowly and wind it down. If you just released your grip a bit, it would just unwind itself, so you don't want to do that. You want to do a controlled one and do that 2 to 3 times. It caned. Shoulders specifically for me, and then forearms. It was just burning. Next one after that was a overhead weight plate till fail, apparently. So I didn't do it till fail. They said, to fail or like a minute. So I try to cap myself at a minute because it was really tough. Mainly, it was... Yeah, it's a bit of a mental game as well. So up by my head, 25 kilos, and it just, I think 30-second mark, you're like, how is this feeling like it's taken so long? You get to 40 seconds, you're like, surely it's a minute by now. And ironically, on my last set of this for the day, the timer stopped counting and just froze. So I just lost count at like 30 seconds. I'm like, I don't know where I am. I don't know what's happening. So yeah, very tough. And then on the back of that, the next exercise was a sandbag carry, but that wasn't too bad. So the max, I think, sandbag weight they have is about 30 kilos. So bang that over your shoulders, do a walk out of the gym to the road and back. And to be honest, it was kind of refreshing because it was a nice breeze outside. It was an opportunity, like you're not running it, you're just carrying it. So it's a walk. I guess some people could run, but I'm not doing that at the moment. And get back and do the last one, which was a barbell squat. So a squat in a rack with a barbell, and then you do a pulse at the bottom. So do the typical squat, come up less than halfway, come back down, and then back up. And that's one rep, 8 to 10 times with a mild to heavy weight. And that definitely starts to burn. Anyway, that was the session today. No cool down or extra exercise at the end to get it through. It was 2 to 3 laps, so it did actually take a fair while. It was quite nice at the end when I was finishing off because the gym kind of became more sparse, more empty. And I'm all for people coming and getting exercise. I'm all about everyone getting in there and trying to get fit and healthy. Just sometimes, less busy is kind of nice. It's a nice change. These 6:15 sessions are becoming very popular, and it's getting a bit crowded, so a bit of wait times. But overall, still great. Love the gym. We'll be constantly going back, and look forward to updating everyone on the Friday session. So Tabata's next. High intensity. I'll bring it to you then. All right. Friday's Tabata high intensity training session coming right at us now. So a quick high level overview of what Tabata is. Typically it's a 20-second on, 20-second off exercise, and you rotate through the different exercises as you do those 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off. 20 seconds of high intensity, full non-stop as much as you can. 20 seconds to rest and kumbaya and just chill out for a little bit. 20-second breaks seems to be part of the switch between exercises as well. So it is hard to get in some water during it, but pros and the cons. Okay, so today's session, again, it wasn't terrible. There was a set of 9 different exercises, different groups, but you switched between 2 exercises on each group. So 18 exercises in general. Quick math. It wasn't terrible. So we did 2 sets of one exercise, 2 sets of the other exercise in rotation like that. So 2 sets, switch to the second exercise in that group, 2 sets, switch back to the first exercise, 2 sets, second exercise, 2 sets, and then we switch to the next group. As you can tell, still trying to regain some of my breath because the high intensity sessions I'm still settling in a little bit. They are high intensity and tough. I would be able to give you a better heads up on what my exercise was like today, but I switched the watch around that I've been using to track it because one of the exercises that I'll go over soon has a kettlebell and I didn't want to smash it. So I think taking the watch off to switch it around to protect it actually stopped the tracking for a bit, but whatever. I know that I did something, so I'll take that. Okay, so first set of exercises that we did, ski, and then it switched over to run to the road and back. So just for context, Luke's Fitness Bootcamp, it's like a big shed, essentially. Consider a floor plan of manufacturing, plumbing sort of place, but a kind of small one in a area or suburb that's rated for businesses rather than residential, something like that. So it's a decent setup, office space in the middle, and then it's got like a horseshoe shape around. That's all of the garagey sort of area that's been put down with that false grass and the gym mats and things like that. So a good setup, not complaining at all. Just trying to give you context about when I'm talking about exercises running to the road and back. So that horseshoe setup, we run out of the big garage doors. There's a small car parking on both sides, and then the road to exit. And that's where we run to. So we run out of this garage area, run to that road bit, run back, and that's a lap. So we did the road run quickly, run back, did that within 20 seconds. If you had more time and the timer hadn't gone, you do another lap and you just keep it consistent, keep it up. As I've said before, still trying to right this stupid heel issue that I have at the moment. So I did do the running today. I just can't do a fast-paced one. I tried to mix up with running and then running backwards on the way back, see if I could temper it a bit, but I don't know. Still a bit of a flare-up. We'll see how it goes. The other exercise that we switched to was a ski. So the ski machine, I've demoed it before. They're pretty... Are they brutal? I don't know. Like, they can feel like death, depending on how you go. Again, it's the high intensity, 20 seconds. It doesn't feel like, well, it doesn't seem like long. It feels like a long time when you're doing it. But rotated on that 2 sets, 20-second break between, and then jump back onto the road run and back and forth. The second set, again, I couldn't do the first exercise, so I rotated onto a rowing machine instead. Was skipping and then a slam ball shoulder toss. So obviously skipping and my alternative on rowing machine, you understand that. The slam ball shoulder toss was consider a medicine ball, but like a heavy weighted one that's smaller, about basketball size. You pick them up off the ground, just toss it over your shoulder, and you do that quickly as you can. So you rotate on. I was rotating between different shoulders to make sure it was evened out, and you just keep doing that for the 20 seconds as quickly as possible. So 15 kilo ball I was using. It doesn't initially seem like much until you are consistently doing it quickly, and then it weighs down on you very quick. 2 sets of 2 groups. I don't even know how to say that, but we did that group and moved on. Next one, I've talked about the battle ropes or whatever that are used in gyms. They are the thick ropes, and we had that in the next exercise and sled shuffles. So the rope waves, oh, look at that. I mucked it up. So, no, okay, I'm confused myself. So I'm looking at the writing here. The rope waves, obviously, they're pretty self-explanatory. We have the ropes out connected to the ground, and we're just doing waves with them. So I don't know what the ask was here, to be honest. Whenever I do the rope waves, I do longer, bigger ones because I get the whole arm and shoulder going. They are exhausting, to be honest. They wear on you very quickly. Other ones are just doing like really quick ones. It looks fancy and it looks cool, and it's probably doing as high intensity cardio, but it doesn't get the full arm that the full extension seems to do for me. Oof. All right. Anyway, I don't know what the proper one was for that one, but I was doing the longer extensions, and that was exhausting. We switched that over to a sled shuffle. So context, I've shown the weighted sleds before. On those, we just use them as a bit of a platform so that say you've got 1 foot up here, you do a jump, you switch that over quickly, and that's the shuffle as you're tapping this foot onto the sled, and then basically you jump with this foot and switch them over quickly, high intensity for 20 seconds, and then rotate back and forth. Group 4, side shuffle, box jump, and then a SL Bosu dumbbell punches. So I'll explain that second one in a moment. The side shuffle box jump is fairly easy to explain. So you're probably seen it in a bunch of montages of like training sessions of footy teams and things. So you just side stance, you do a quick shuffle up to the box, you do a vertical leap onto the box, back down, shuffle back. You do that high intensity as quickly as you can, back and forth on that one side for 20 seconds. You do a 20-second wait. Then you go on for 20 seconds again, but I rotated, so I was shuffling the other way and jumping from the other side of the box. That was good. Again, it depends on where you start with the groups because by that stage my legs were, especially my quads and my upper legs, they were starting to fatigue quite rapidly. The SL Bosu, SL single leg. Bosu is I've explained this one. It's a half or quarter medicine ball with a solid plastic plate on top, essentially. And it's like a balance board, but with that medicine ball sort of plasticky, spongy, rubbery thing on the bottom. So the ask was to stand on that with one leg whilst holding light dumbbells and doing quick punches on it. Very hard. I was quite impressed with myself. I managed to go one legged and I managed to get a cadence. Wasn't the quickest because, again, that 20-second break between exercise and groups isn't really enough to kind of gauge what weight you're supposed to go with. So I had two 5 kilogram dumbbells, got up there, one leg, and started going. So I felt like I was slow because it was heavier dumbbells for that exercise, but pretty good one actually. Like you started feeling it throughout because it's those minor kind of stability muscles and core and then upper body to try to keep it straight and shoulders and whatever else. Rotated on to the next exercise group, which was just a bike cardio sort of one. So the ERG bike or bike erg as people call it, or an air bike. The air bike, it's the one with the cycling plus the arm pumping as well, or the bike ERG or erg is a, I don't even know the difference between that and those cardio type bikes that or the spin bikes that you see. To be honest, the spin bikes obviously a lot of manual control. Bike ergs are just, I don't know. I don't really know what the difference between them are and just normal bikes, but they hurt, and I can't get a good like RPM up on those, even if I stand up and start pushing hard. 65 to 70 seems to be my max when I'm fatigued to try to get a high intensity session going. Anyway, there was no alternate exercise with that one. So it was just 20 seconds on, high intensity, 20 seconds off, 20 seconds on for 8 sets until we rotated. Next one was a ladder and an uneven squat. So the ladder one is just those cardio training ladders on the ground. It's supposed to be for footwork and, again, high intensity, just cardio. So running in them, you could do high knees. I do a quick shuffle back and forth along them. Try to keep up my footwork as well. And then that rotated onto a weighted weight plate uneven squat. So a single barbell weight plate, hold it with fingers between it, just holding it up. 10, 15, I think 15 kilos was my second batch, just to see how I went. And then it's less about strength, more cardio. So it was just bang, bang, bang squats with uneven weight. So you switch between the two sets, weight on the other side, just to even it out. But that's supposed to help target your core as well, because the core has to be activated to keep yourself straight and stabilized. Group 7 was a push-up climber. Push-up climber? Which was that? Yes, I remember that. And bench hops. So push-up climber is push-up stance, but we had these triangle weight things. So we use those so we could do a deeper push-up. We had them as basically platforms that we push up from. So again, hands on them, push down, push up, and then when you pushed up, one leg brought to your chest, like one knee brought to your chest and back down, like the mountain climber, but you only do one knee each push up. So one push up, back up, alternate knee, back, push up, then the second alternate knee, and back and forth for that 20 seconds. That was pretty tough, actually. Maybe because I'm backing onto the strength session we had yesterday, my arms were fatiguing real quick, especially my shoulders. So I probably need to work on these things just here. They look how weak they are. Look at them. So the alternate to that one was the bench hops. So bench hops are pretty straightforward. You place your hands on the end of the bench and you hop over the bench whilst maintaining contact with your hands. So, yeah, straightforward. You do that high intensity. Again, this stupid heel thing of mine was preventing me from doing it real quick because the impact after hopping over was just aggravating that quite a bit. Okay, next one was bag kicks. So, and then that was done with sit throughs. So, I was told during the session that I don't know if F45 is around anymore or if it's been around like internationally, but I'll go over that in a second. The bag kicks, just a standard like kicking of a exercise bag, or when you're doing kickboxing or boxing, these big person-sized padded bags, and you're just trying to again focus on one side for 20 seconds, have the break, then you focus on the other side. I'm still not great. There is a groin tightness or something that I need to work on so that I can actually lean back and do like some of those martial arts sort of kicks. I do not get much height, so I can't get like turn sideways and kick the bag real well. I need to focus on some of that stretching and such. One day I'll get there. That was rotated on with those sit throughs. So it's very hard for me to explain what a sit through is. Let me see if I can do a search for them. Okay, let's see. Okay. What was that? There we go. Apparently the wrong screen I was showing before. What was that? Do I have an update? Oh, good old iTunes. Okay. So as you can see, sit throughs. Sit through. Is there a video? Let's do images. Images much better. Much better? Oh, I don't know if they're much better, to be honest. You can kind of get the gist. So you start off. Oh, this is actually a decent one. Steps you through it. Sort of. Okay, so you're essentially. Oh, how do I describe it? You are in a bit of a push-up stance with bent knees closer to your hands, and as you turn, you stick one like the opposite leg. Oh, can I make this larger? What's this one? Oh, no. As I said, really hard to explain without actually having a video. Do we have a video? That'd be good. Is there any videos for it? Let's check this one out. Obviously, Jen Sinkler, credit to them. Let's give it a look.
The sit through is another exercise I learned from Scott Sonnen with TacFit. You start in a bear crawl position, knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders. From there, you're going to lift one hand, squeeze that upper arm against your torso, and point to yourself with your upper hands.
All right.
Return to bear crawl position, and do the other side.
That's what I thought. I was doing it and I wasn't touching the ground with my butt. But,
You can pick up speed as you get better at this exercise.
Cool. There we go. Yep. I was doing it and I was trying to stay off the ground because I thought that's what I had to do. And I was told that, I had to, make contact with the ground, stick my butt down to stick my leg out. Not right. I was right. Yeah. Anyway, that's supposed to be high intensity. You get the rhythm up. You can confuse your limbs a little bit, but outside of that, it was pretty good. So not bad with that one. It makes you feel, I don't know, competent at least. So that's something. The next one with that one, so sit throughs. I just spoke to that. Alternate with bag kicks. Cool. Last one was a kettlebell snatch and plank ups. So the kettlebell snatch was the reason I flipped my watch around, lost contact, and stuffed up my tracking. it's a kettlebell and you're just doing it high intensity. So I didn't have the most massive weight in the world. It wasn't bad, but it was high intensity. So again, squat down, put it down near the ground. You have the kettlebell, you bring it up, and then a press, and then back down, and then you rotate and keep doing that rapidly for that 20 seconds. 20-second break, switch hands, do the other side. We rotated from that one onto the plank ups. So I think it's a pretty standard exercise. You just hold a plank stance, or you start in a push-up stance. Make sure you get your core activated and you've got a good posture for it. And then you make sure your hips are as immobile as possible. So you don't want your hips swaying all over the place when you're doing this one. But push-up stance, and then you come down into a plank stance, and then you push up into a push-up stance again. That one, yeah, it works you pretty tough. As an alternate for that one, obviously people do it from their knees. I try to do it in the push-up stance first because, again, I need to work on the activation and I like to have proper posture. So do a proper push-up plank stance and go up and down 20 seconds. It was pretty good. As a finisher for that one, as a finisher for the whole exercise group session today, we just had to hold a plank while a couple of the girls in the gym went through and did 12 calories on those, what are they? The air bikes, which wasn't too bad, to be honest. They smashed it out pretty quick, thankfully, even after having a full session. So many appreciations again for Luke's Fitness Bootcamp, Erin, who is running the session today, and just the whole crew that gets out on Thursdays and Fridays at the moment. Really, really good group, and really like seeing everyone push themselves because it motivates me to get out there and push myself as well. And I hope that everyone in the group is starting to see results. I've been there, 8 months? I don't know how long I've been there now, but I'm feeling like I'm seeing some results. I could be seeing some better results, but that's all up to me. It's not because of the gym or the people around me. You just have to push yourself and motivate yourself and make sure you push yourself that little bit extra, a little bit further each time. I need to probably keep in mind for myself what exercises I do and what weights I use, because during the sessions it gets pretty hectic sometimes. You're just trying to look around going, what's the weight I need? Which one do I use for this? So as a positive to that, though, sometimes I'm like, I'm just going to go big. All right, depending on the session. If it's a high intensity session, I don't try to go as big, but sometimes I may go too big for the high intensity sessions, which, yeah, that's always a big fail for me. All right, that was Thursday strength and Friday Tabata high intensity. So thanks again if you keep coming along to see how all of the exercises and fitness is going. It's for my own personal fitness journey. I'm feeling fitter. I'm feeling healthier. It's good. It provides more focus and clarity for your brain, to be honest. So that's one of the reasons I was trying to get out and do it, just to get a bit more focus, just to get a bit more cardio and things like that. But, having the overall improvement in body and physique, I'll take that. I'd love to get rid of this dad bod at some stage. My man boobs and my gut, having them tone up would be brilliant, but I'm also trying to come at it with sensible expectations. So I don't expect to have this transformation happen within 6 months or something. Whereas I'm sure there's a lot of New Year's resolution people who are getting in, and I'm really hoping they stay consistent with it, because you will not get the results you're after within a month. And if you do it for less than a month, you're not going to get into the habit of it. You're not going to get consistent and keep going, and you need to make it into a habit, or it's going to drop off. So don't worry about pushing yourself too hard. just go in there to, again, start building that habit. Start off in the middle somewhere, just so you don't overdo it and injure yourself, because that's the worst thing for consistency and getting yourself back into it. Anyway, good luck to everyone out there. This is not a easy or quick fitness journey, but it's worth it. So keep it up. Once again, get out there, better yourself, lift heavy things, and everything else will come to you. Thanks.
Waking up early, gotta lace those shoes tight. Every step's a battle, but I'm ready for the fight. Face in the mirror, seeing shadows of the past. But today I'm stronger, I'm rising up at last. With every heartbeat, I feel the fire ignite. Chasing my dreams, I'm reaching for new heights. My family's here and I can see the pressure.